Hey y'all. All right, so today is July 9th, 2018, and today we are going over Instagram training. This is going to be a 3-day thing. And so day one is going to be our team call. Day two is going to be a live on our team page, and day three will also be a live on our team page. I won't make y'all sit through 3 days of them, but you guys can do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and mute y'all. If I don't, I'm gonna get so distracted. Okay, and so today we're gonna be talking about all about content and branding and how to make your Instagram visually appealing and kind of how to make that happen. And so let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all real quick. And if y'all have any questions at all, please put them in the chat and I'll address them as I go, because I want to make sure all of this is super clear, because we are going to be going over a lot of information, a lot. So make sure you have a pen and paper around and make sure you guys ask questions galore, and I'll make sure to look at the chat periodically, probably halfway through, and then at the end we'll do like a Q&A session. Okay, so we're going to start with the first step. Thanks to Emily on our team for letting me use her as a dummy. It's all about setting up your Instagram for business use. And so this is completely free, and it's something you should do right when we get off the phone. Or if you're on your computer, do it while we're on the phone. You need to do this. And as you can see, Emily right here, hers is personal. So if you look on mine, it's kind of small. Because my iPhone X, it messed it up. Let me increase this. Let me move y'all over here. Okay, so if you see right here, mine is set to a business. So you can see that the difference is there's this little promote button. And then there's these like bar thingies in the corner, and then this arrow thing. And so this is super crucial to your business. It's absolutely free. So all you'll have to do is go into your settings and adjust it to a business. It'll ask you to pick what you are. I pick public figure. You can either pick coach or whatever the case may be, but this should be the first step you do. The reasons why is, one, you can do promotions. So on personal, you can't do promotions. That means that you can pay money to promote a specific post so it can reach additional people. Another thing that you can do that you can't do on a personal is look at your demographic, which this is super beneficial for business use, because you'll be able to see, am I mostly speaking to 20 to 30-year-olds, or am I mostly speaking to 40 to 50-year-olds, or 18 to 20-year-olds, or what time are my followers viewing my pages. And so if you see my mouse, this button right here is what you'll pick to see all that. You can see what time your post will be more visible. You can see your demographic. You can see if it's more male, female. You can also see which photos are performing well and kind of what your engagement ratio is. And this thing in the corner right here is actually where you can see all of your archived stories. And so we will be going over Instagram stories tomorrow, but this is where you can find all of your past stories ever and ever and ever, which can be super beneficial, for before and afters, or, just to review polls or anything like that. And so I do highly recommend doing it into a business profile sooner rather than later, for the simple fact that it's just going to help you figure out more about your demographic. And we're going to go to another thing, and this is driving traffic to your Instagram page. And so if any of you guys have noticed, I have a link, which I've underlined right here. It's called a link tree, or a link TRE. And it's one specific place where you can put links to everything you want people to be able to go to. And this is very beneficial for us that have under 10,000 followers. And so it can, you can say, you know, in your stories, fill out the link in my bio, or, you know, go to the link in my bio, and it has a place where you can direct everybody to. And so this, you will go on to this link, tre.com. It can be super confusing to create these forms. So bear with me real quick while I try to explain it. It took me probably like 6 hours because I'm not a technically savvy person. And so you can fill out, which right here is Jot form, is what I use to create my bootcamp applications. And you can go in, create questions, and you can look at mine for inspiration, or any other coach, top coach, they all have them. And you can look at them for inspiration and create the questions. You can create, if you want it to be multiple choice or fill in the blank. You can get them to enter their information, their name, last name, email, their Instagram handle, whatever the case may be, for you to join your boot camp. Then you can have a separate one for like coaching. And that is just a simple way for you to kind of get all the information on the front end. Honestly, I probably have at this point 5 a week fill out this. So it's not a super big amount. And so I wouldn't stress about doing applications right now. This is like a eventually thing, or when your spare time, or if you do just want to go gun-ho one night. But I don't think it's a super priorities list, like switching your page to business use or something like that. But it is something that you're going to want to eventually do. So I want you to have that information. And the other things you can see in my link tree is like my sneak peek into coaching group. You will literally go to Facebook, copy the URL to your sneak peek group, or your like a info group or anything like that, and just paste it into Linktree. That's super easy. It's the creating the form part that takes a little bit more time. But you will do that for all of those. You can link like your Energize link into your bio. So if people see you taking Energize all the time, they're like, oh my gosh, I want to try that. You know, what is it? I get it all the time. You can say, yeah, you can go to the link in my bio and actually buy it. Or you can talk more in depth, but it gives them a place to reference. And the big reasons why you want to do this is it's just simple. You know, it's simple to keep tabs on it. It's all in one place, and it's easy to manage. And so, like I said, not a priority right now, but 100% know that you need to eventually do it. All right, let me see if anyone has any questions on the first 2 slides. Okay, if I leave, sorry, my phone died. Okay, so let's get into the branding. And so first, before we can think about what you want your page to look like, you've kind of got to figure out who you are. You know, and I know that's really tough to kind of think about because you've got to sit back and reflect, but you've got to think about, who are you? Like, who is the person you're speaking to? And so I really recommend grabbing a piece of paper, numbering it 1 to 10, and write down all the things that interest you or that describe the person you are. Like me, I am obsessed with Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I'm a mom. You know, I believe in self-love. I am a person that believes in balance. I am a super outgoing and boisterous person. I have, you know, struggled with eating, not eating disorders, but food, you know, binge eating and stuff like that. Like, that's all stuff that describes me and is placed into my page strategically. And so you want to figure out, are you a dog mom? Are you a shopaholic? Are you, you know, someone who is super into running or rock climbing or yoga? And really start honing in on that, because if you're talking to people, like you're putting a post out there and you're just kind of like Hail Marying it, you're talking to no one and everybody at the same time, you're not really going to attract the people you want to attract. You are not here to talk to everybody. It's just not possible. You need to only be focused on the other yous of the world, the other Charmaines of the world, Megans of the world, Morgans of the world, you know? Like, who are you talking to? And so that's why, number one, we've got to kind of reflect within ourselves and figure out who we are. And two, that's why personal development is so important, because I'm learning new things about myself all the time. And so that's kind of how you'll start deciding what you post. No one wants to see pictures of you drinking, like kissing your Shakeology bag, or pictures of like, oh my gosh, look, I've got my Energize, or, you know, pictures of you sweating in every single one, or pictures of like all up close face shots every single post. It has to be like different. And so that is one huge thing, is you want to think about, okay, would I want to look at this page? And so that's where we get to like visually appealing pages. And so here's 3 different examples. And so mine to the left, you can see mine is more blues and greens and yellow tones, so warm tones. And they all pretty much go with each other with the blues and the greens. Then you have Brittany's over here, one of my fellow coaches. Hers is pinks and purples and loud pinks and purples. And you can see where right here, she has kind of colored her photos with purple backgrounds or pink backgrounds to make it pop and to all go together. That's an advanced editing skill I haven't learned, but more power to her. She also, if you can see, she like gets a quote every 3rd picture. So on one end of her page, it's all quotes. And so that does take some strategic planning. I haven't figured that out either yet, but it is super visually appealing. Like, I look at that page and that's someone I want to follow because she looks happy in it. It's aesthetically pleasing, because that's all Instagram is it's our magazine. We are showing our life on a highlight reel right here. And so we want to make sure it's all cohesive. Ashley, on the other hand, on the far right, hers is a little bit different. It's not really a super theme. It's just all crisp, clean, and bright. And so that is a theme, but not a theme. So it doesn't all super go together, but it's all very strategically also. And so you can do, you know, white backgrounds, or you can do a dark and moody, but you want something that will stop the scroll. If you have an unedited photo and you have something that you just took off of your iPhone and you didn't do anything and posted it, it's not going to stop anyone scroll, because it's going to look like every other post on Instagram. And so people are going to look at the photo first and decide if they want to read the caption. People make up their mind if they're going to follow you within the first 5 seconds of looking at you. So within the first 3 posts that something hasn't grabbed their eye, they're on to the next. And so you want to make sure it all is cohesive, and you're talking about what you're doing without actually giving away everything that you're doing. So you want them to know, yeah, I'm into health and fitness. So if you see on mine, I've got a sweaty selfie right here, which I do one every day. Not many people do. That's something I like to do. But I don't ever do them next to each other. And so then you've got a transformation photo right here. Then you have me talking about balance. So I'm drinking my wine and eating my child's donut in the center of a messy chaos of a room. You know, then you have an up close selfie. I do highly recommend taking very nice selfies, because it's going to help your page. I did not take selfies for a while, and I do now. And the best way to do it, like, I have the darkest, grungiest house out there. Go next to a window. Stand next to a window and take pictures. Your husband's probably gonna make fun of you. Mine does. You know, you're probably gonna feel silly at the beginning, but it's going to make your photos so much better. But then you can also see I've got, you know, a self-love post here. I've got one about my accountability group. So you can see everything I do within the first vision. So that is everything that there is to know. So I do want you to kind of look at other elite coaches for inspiration. They've all pretty much got their own themes, and figure out what speaks to you, what kind of theme you want your Instagram to have. Let me see if we've got any questions. Okay, that's a good question, Megan. You do not want your Instagram to be private. You don't. Here's the reason why. Because no one's going to be able to find you if your Instagram is private. And I understand that some people have mixed feelings about that, but the only thing I can say is if you have people you don't want seeing your content, then you need to block them or something, because no one is going to be able to see your page if it's private. So any hashtags that you use, which we will go over tomorrow, or any, it won't ever hit explore page because it's private. And so you'll never be able to fully grow your Instagram if you keep it private. That's a good question. And yes, so to make a business Facebook or a business Instagram, you do have to create a like page. You don't have to use it. I have one and don't use it, but it has to have something to link to. And so if you go to Instagram or Facebook, you can actually create, they'll just say make a like page and they'll actually do it for you somehow. And if you can't figure it out, GTS, Google that shit. It helps every time. But yes, you do have to have a like page to link with your business Instagram account. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the next thing. So I kind of touched on this a little bit, and this is Curiosity Marketing like an OG. Let me move y'all right here. And so Curiosity Marketing is all telling people what you want to hear, but not giving all the nitty-gritty details away. And so if you see here, there are 3 tips on Curiosity Marketing from me and then my other coach, my coach, Ashley. And so as you can see in all these posts, we have not showed any product. So if you see on my post here on the left, I am covering that it says Beach Bar. On the 2 Be Mindset bottle, you cannot see, I actually blurred out the bottle so you can't see what it is. And so if you look on the description, it says, got my essentials ready to crush goals and the day. My fave healthy bar. So I don't tell them what it is. I do let them know that it is my favorite healthy bar. My superfoods for all the super results. So I don't let them know that it's Shakeology, but I do let them know that it benefits me so much. And then I let them know my water always and first, because with the 2B mindset, the big thing is veggies most, water first. And so those, and then I'm asking a question. So it's a call to action. What are your daily essentials? It is so nice to include call to actions because it'll help your post kind of get more interaction and you got a better chance to be seen on the explore page. Let's see here. All right. And then here is one of my coach, Ashley. And here she is talking about having an epic workout and so happy that she's having her unicorn juice, which she calls her unicorn juice, which is my mama crack. But it's our energized pre-workout. But we never say energize or pre-workout because the likelihood what they're going to do is be like me. I would have always gone to Google and been like, okay, you know what? I'm going to Google this and buy it off of Amazon or whatever. But you want them to come to you. You want them to ask you, oh my gosh, what is that? You look so happy when you drink that. You know, where can I get that? And so you can start up a conversation with them and be able to move that into either purchasing the product from you or into a challenge pack option. And so here you can also see that I have a picture of my superfoods. It's a cute picture of me out on my back deck. It just got done raining, so I thought the wood looked cool. And I was like, I'll just be over here drinking my 6 salads and getting healthy AF. What are you doing? So they know it's help making me healthy. It's got the vegetables and stuff that I need. And there's tons of people out there that don't want vegetables and they know it's delicious. And there's another call to action asking, you know, what are you doing? Like, are you drinking something that's good, this good? And so again, it leaves them wondering, I wonder what that is. And they'll message you. And then here on the right is an example of a challenge group invite, but without telling them, oh, I'm doing Lift 4, you know, with Beachbody On Demand. Do you want to join me? You don't want to say that. You don't ever want to name drop what we're doing, because you guys might talk to that person and figure out Lift 4 is not for them. 80-day obsession might be for them, or something else might be for them. And so here, I'm just telling them what the group's about and telling them I'm excited for it. So there's 2 friggin' weeks till it. It's a 4-day group, 30 minutes a day. You know, there's a YOLO day. YOLO is my word I'm trying to bring back. It hasn't happened yet, but I'll let them know that meant cheat day. You know, flexible eating and all that. And there's guaranteed results. And so it's giving them everything about the group, but without telling them. And then I just ask, drop an emoji and I will tell you more. And so on those, it's so nice to have those call to actions where you're telling them to do something, because it'll increase your engagement, which is so important for growing your Instagram, but it'll also give them something to do, and they'll feel more upheld to do it. Your first few times, you're probably not going to get anything. I didn't. But eventually, I know Charmaine, she actually just got her first emoji drop and she screenshot it to me. She was so excited. But you know what? She was continuously doing it, and then there's one time that she got one. So you can't be discouraged if no one replies to your call to action. Eventually, someone will if you keep doing it. If you do it once and then no one replies, you never do it again, you're never giving yourself that opportunity to know, you know what? I need to do it again. And then someone does, but if you never do it again, no one's ever going to drop anything. All right, let's make sure we got any questions. All right. And so here is all about photo editing and my favorite apps to edit my photos. And so here is 2 examples. This is actually a post I did today of the before and the after. And so this post specifically, I used the VSCO. It has the best filters to it, and you want to make sure to keep to help you keep the cohesiveness of your Instagram. You want to only use 1 or 2 filters max. You don't want to be using different filters all over the place because it's not going to be cohesive. And so you want to find your 1 to 2 favorite filters that are within the same kind of realm of groups and stick to those. So that's my favorite thing about the VSCO app, is they have groups of filters that are similar. And so you just know that you need to stay within that group to keep your cohesiveness of your Instagram. And there are tons and tons and tons of like tutorials on YouTube to help you figure out how to use these apps. I would definitely recommend utilizing those because it's taken me a while and I'm still not 100% great at it. And so I use that for like my editing, so brightening, contrast, filtering. Then I'll go to Facetune and you can edit detail. So if you look here, I added detail to my dog Buddy's face, where it just kind of makes it pop more. And I added detail to the grass so you can see that it pops. And I even added detail to my tattoo so it doesn't just kind of go by the wayside. I didn't add detail to my face because it just looks weird. But that is just stuff to make your photos pop. And again, people will stop their scroll because they're like, ooh, cute dog. Dogs, babies, all the time get Instagram likes. If you don't have a dog, if you don't have a baby, get a dog. If you don't have a dog, get a dog. You don't want to get a baby. Just kidding. But that helps so much with the Facetune. You can also whiten your teeth. So if you see here that the shadow kind of left like a yellowy tint to my teeth, so I just was able to edit that and brighten it. I was actually able to edit my sunglasses to make them more purple. And so that just helps with that. VSCO, There are some filters that are free, but you can also pay $20 a year to get access to all of the filters. So if you're like, you see filters that you like, there's a 7-day trial, so you can try out the other filters to see if that's what you want to go with prior to committing. Another app I like is Snapseed. There are other filters on there that like help it pop and stuff like that. And you can also edit the contrast and the brightness. That one is absolutely free, as well as Facetune is absolutely free. So I would definitely start with Snapseed to see if you like that. If you don't, go, or if you like any other filters, but if you don't, go to VSCO. If you like that, great, and then pay the $19.99 a year. Facetune, I usually do the VSCO and then move it to Facetune. It's free, so download both of them. This Phonto one is good for alignment, stuff like that. I don't use it all the time, but I do have it on my phone. So if you want to download it, it's a little confusing sometimes. So these are my top 3, and this one is, if you don't like all of those, try this one. But you do want to make sure that you don't like over edit it. And so like no one wants to see someone that over edited their photos and they're looking orange, or they're looking, you know, green, or over edited the temperature versus the contrast, or whatever the case may be. So just be mindful, and a little goes a long way. But it's gonna take time. If you guys scroll back on my Instagram, I've changed themes like 3 or 4 times. Not kidding. And so you've just got to take the time to figure out what works best for your Instagram. You know, it takes a little while to get the cohesiveness. But once you get those 9 to, 12 posts that are all the same, it gets looking cohesive. And so just take the time to figure out what you want it to look like, and don't be afraid to keep trying. Like if you posted 3 and then you're like, never mind, like this is looking really bad, like go and change it, and then until you figure out what you like, and then start building that cohesiveness. It's going to help you so freaking much. All right, let me go here. And so here is your homework. So wouldn't be a PowerPoint without some homework. And so I really do want you guys to do this homework, post it in the team page. Let me know that you guys are here and you guys are doing this stuff, because these are such important steps to starting your business. And if you're serious about this, as you guys are, because you are here on this call, you guys need to start thinking about these things to start building your Instagram, because it all starts with your content. If you have crappy content, if you have pictures that don't look cohesive, if you have, you know, pictures that are all over the place, or you have all just sweaty selfies, or you have all, let me actually stop sharing this, or if you have all pictures that you're far away, you want to keep them different. So if you have a picture like this, like really close up, then you're going to want to take a far away one next. Or if you have a sweaty selfie, then you're going to want one that's not so sweaty. Or if you take a picture of like your food or something, just make sure it looks halfway good. I mean, mine, I don't take any good, I don't cook. So all mine's Shakeology, but you can put it in your stories. And so I just want you guys to be aware of your posts. And so one thing that's helped me a ton with figuring out who I am and branding myself is following other elite coaches. And so I follow, let me tell y'all a few of my favorite accounts so you guys can, if you want to. One is Ashley, Foodie Girl Fitness. It's really good for content. Another one that I'm like super obsessed with is Ashley Smith Fitness. Hers is amazing. If you're into more dark and like moody type pictures, Life as Christina B. Life as Christina B. as a really good one for more darker, moodier pictures. But look at them, get inspiration, and figure out what you want your pictures to look like, and then figure out how to edit them to fit your personal, you know, taste. And so the first thing I want you to do for your homework is switch to your business account. And so you will have to go to Facebook and create your like page. Like I said, you're not going to have to do anything with that. Right now, Facebook algorithm is kind of shot. And so I don't recommend you starting fresh from that. I do recommend just any Instagram post that you do, share it to Facebook or copy and paste to Facebook. And so that way you do touch, your Facebook warm market, but not having to start over with a like page. Your second homework assignment is to make your list of interests. Aim for 10. Aim for 10. So do your 1 through 10. The first 5 are going to be easy. It's the 6 through 10, it gets hard. And so I want you to really dig deep on that 6 through 10. Think about things that do interest you. If it's lipsticks, or if it's, you're really into The Bachelor or concerts or stuff, because that's going to help with who you're going to try to connect with to join your tribe. And so, yes, it's going to help with your content, but it's also going to help with your growth. And then the third homework assignment I want you guys to do is decide on your theme. And so what do you want your theme to be? Light and airy, bright and crisp. Do you want more greens and yellows or more blues and pinks? Decide on what you want, want that to look like. And so you can start playing around on those photo editing apps. You can figure out, with darker pictures, how to edit them to kind of look like lighter pictures. But again, I do recommend getting close to a mirror, or invest in the Diva ring. I can't really pick my computer up, but I have this ring right here in front of my face that adds brightness. And so if you see dark, brightness. And so this is what I do my workouts in front of, because my workout office is super yellow and dingy because of the light. It sucks in here. And so this helps to brighten my light and to help my pictures look crisper and cleaner. And so that goes into your fourth homework assignment. Play with the photo editing apps. It's going to take a while to figure them out, especially if you're not tech savvy like me. But once you figure it out and figure out, how you like your photo to look, it's going to be easy to duplicate. Remember, you want to only use 1 to 2 filters max. And I recommend, if you use the filter on VSCO or Snapseed, don't use the filter on Instagram, because no one wants an overly filtered photo, because that just isn't super visually appealing. And so that is the end of the PowerPoint. Let's go into all of you guys' questions. All right, any questions that you guys have, just put them in there and I will hit. So that's all, I hit all of those. Love Snapseed. Yeah, Marissa, it's freaking amazing. I've used Snapseed all up until like this last week, because I'm trying to use different filters. And so that's why I downloaded the VSCO. You've never heard of any of them? Well, download them, girlfriend. Can we send you our business Instagram to get your opinion? Yeah, for sure. Once you guys change it into a business Instagram, or once you guys have started posting, text me and say, hey, Allie, can you look at this and give me your opinion on it? And I will be brutally honest. So if you don't have tough skin, don't send it to me. But I want you guys to grow. And so anytime you guys want, send it to me. Say, hey, Allie, which I should be following most of you guys. If I'm not, I'm sorry, but I should be. But it doesn't always show up on my feed. So if you message me or text me, you guys all have my cell phone number. Say, hey, Allie, can you review my Instagram and see any pointers? I will give you tons of pointers. And that goes with your feed and your story, your Instagram stories. I will give you those pointers that you need to help succeed. But again, y'all, you've got to do your due diligence. Follow the elite coaches. To be an elite coach, you've just got to act like an elite coach. And so I look up to, I don't follow barely any other coaches, but I follow most of all the elite coaches. So the top coaches in the network. This is why I want to be an elite coach one day. So if I want to be an elite coach, I need to learn and aspire to other elite coaches. And so I do get post ideas, or I get, color scheme ideas from these elite coaches. Ideas, inspirations, do not copycat. That will get you on the X list very, very quickly. Do you recommend creating a good username? Absolutely. I mean, don't overthink it, but y'all, my username, which it describes me to a T, if you guys know me, it gets so much traction. People just follow me because they like my username. Like, they're obsessed with margaritas, so they're like, oh my God, I need a follower. And so yeah, create a username that speaks to you, but don't have the word Beachbody in it. Don't have the word, coach, or don't have any of that, because no one wants to feel sold to the second they look at your username. The same with your bio. Let me actually share my screen real quick one more time and I can show you guys. If you look up here at my bio, let's increase that one more time. If you look right here in my bio, you see that nowhere it says Beachbody. It says Allie Griffith. It says I'm a Georgia peach. So I let them know, yeah, I'm from Georgia. I'm sweet, southern, sassy. I'm into health and fitness, and I'm a mom and I'm a wife. So it lets them know my interests. I do have that I'm margarita and Dunkin' obsessed, so they know I believe in balance, that I'm not super strict on you got to stick to plan 100% or you're going to suck at life. I do have how much weight I'm down. You don't have to put that, but I like people to know that I have been successful in losing weight. And I like them to know that I did it without a gym, and I want them to ask me how. And then I put here, you want to be my bestie? Click below, and it prompts them to want to click that link to look at it. And so I think that is super helpful with having that. Now, you can't do this kind of bio in the app. You have to either open up your web browser on like your phone, like your Safari, and do it on there, or you have to create a note with the emojis and spaces and stuff like that, and then paste it into Instagram. For some reason, they won't let you do it like that. I don't really know why, because they suck right now. I don't know. But yeah, you don't want to have anything telling them that you're Beachbody, because MLM's just got a really bad rap right now, and we don't want them to think the second they follow us, we're going to be salesy to them. And so that helps so freaking much. What app does everyone use to post the fun workout posts and videos? That will be tomorrow's training, and I'll have all my favorite video editing apps and how I do that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Yep. Christy. Yes, that will be tomorrow. And like I said, I'll cover all on how I record them, how I edit them, and the different apps I use to add music to the background or speed it up or anything like that tomorrow's over when I go over Instagram stories and all. And so that is all I have for content today. Does anyone have any other questions? You can unmute yourself. Anything? We're all pretty clear. See if anyone has any other questions. With the homework assignments, text me with your list. I want a picture of you that after you wrote down your list, or you did it in your notepad or something like that. Marissa, thank you. I did not touch over that, but I want a picture of your list of interest. Marissa brought up a good point. How many times are you supposed to post? And so one post is never going to be seen. It's just not. You really have to post 2 to 3 times a day. And so my recommended is morning, afternoon, dinner. So you get your morning, your lunch, and your dinner crowd. But there is an app, which I think I'm going over this tomorrow, but I can show you guys. It's called, it's right here, and it's called When to Post. And it'll look at your demographic and give you times to post those photos. Or you can go into your insights, but if you just switched it to a video or a business profile, it's not going to have much insights yet. But post 2 to 3 times a day. And so if you're going to post 2 times, I recommend breakfast and dinner. But if you're going to do 3, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So one morning, one afternoon, one late night. How I make this super simple so it doesn't overwhelm me is I save a bunch of posts in my drafts. So when I'm feeling inspired, when I'm feeling like I've got a good post idea, I will just click a picture that I think represents that. So I take tons of pictures. Like, I don't get my face and hair and makeup done every day, but I will change outfits 4 to 5 times with that hair and makeup. So I have different pictures to post when I do look a hot mess at home. Pro tip, y'all. Pro tip. So you guys think it's like different pictures, but it's really the same day, just 4 different outfits, clothes thrown all over my bedroom. But pick one of those pictures and do posts. And so then when you're just not feeling it, you're not feeling inspired, you're feeling crappy like I was today, you have tons of different posts in your drafts that you can just click and post. And so that'll help you with, one, if you work full time, to not be stressed out like, oh my gosh, I have to post here, I have to post here. And then you just do some half-ass post that doesn't go anywhere. So that is one of my super big pro tips. How you save a draft. If you go to Instagram, so say I click like this picture, the one I just posted, and then I edit it. So if you do this, let me show you guys. So here's where you like write the post. And so if you back out of it and hit back, it's going to ask you to save to draft. And then you just save the draft. And then it'll put it right there. And so you have the draft that you need for whenever you're ready to post that. And that will help you tremendously, y'all. Tremendously. I'm telling you, work smarter, not harder. I come up with the best post ideas at the most random times. When I'm in the shower, when I'm on the john, you know, when I'm laying in bed at 11 o'clock at night and can't sleep. So that will help you so much just with being aware. All right. Do we have any more? So do you do all this on your phone and just copy and paste it later? Do all of what on my phone, Christy? I do everything on my phone, really. I edit all my pictures on my phone. I like write all my posts on my phone. Yeah, I do all of mine. And pro tip, when you're doing your posts, to get the like spaces in between your posts, you can either, one, type it in your notepad with the spaces, copy and paste it. 9 times out of 10, or probably like 6 times out of 10, it'll include those spaces. What I do is I add periods in between the paragraphs. It helps people not get overwhelmed with seeing one big line of text. When you add the periods, you got to make sure your paragraph before that ends in a period. So it's like whatever, period, enter, period, enter, then finish your second paragraph. If you have an emoji at the end of the first paragraph, you got to put a period after that emoji too. That helps so much with breaking it up, just so they don't get overwhelmed with one big line. But that's also something you'll figure out with your demographic, if they like long posts or if they like short posts or kind of in between. If your demographic doesn't read these long posts, there's no reason for you to waste your time. It's a good time to poll your audience and say, hey, you know, I really want to know, do you guys like these long posts that I put a lot of work into and thought, or do you like more short, sweet, to the point posts? And that could save you a lot of time too. Yes, but I couldn't see what you were doing. You just click the plus like you're adding the picture. Okay, so what I do, this is like step by step, is you go to the plus like you're adding a picture. Then you click one of your pictures, the picture that you want to be in that post. So I'm picking the one of my dog. Then you hit next. You filter it, edit it, whatever you need to do there. Then you hit next again, like you're going to do the post. Type up everything that you want to do. Add your hashtags, add your tags, add your location, whatever. Then hit the back button. Oops, dropped it. Then hit the back button. And then it'll take you back to the editing. Hit the back button again. It's going to take you back to where you select your photo. Hit cancel. Then you're going to be able to save your draft there. It's going to ask you, do you want to cancel all the way or save as a draft? You're going to click save as a draft. And then whenever you pick up your phone again, ready to post it, it's going to all be on a level above your camera roll. So it'll say drafts and have all your drafts that you've ever created in there before that you haven't posted in there. So you can pick from them. Okay. All right, well, I think we got everything. I want you guys all to think over tonight and tomorrow about all your things. I want you to edit a photo and post it with your interest list. So your 20 interest with an edited photo so I can see that. And also a screenshot that you switch your profiles to business. So screenshot, business posted, and I'll make a post that you can all add them under in our team page. But that you switch it to business, that you've played around with the editing and figured out somewhat what you want to do. And then that you've created your interest list. Got it, thanks, perfect. Well, if any of you guys can turn your cameras on, I want to get a picture. If you can't, that's cool. I just want to get a picture of y'all. Oh, my gorgeous babes.